The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9?
And here comes a return from the middle of the end.
And look at this. Right away, a loose football.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone. It's hard enough to play on the road in this league as it is. But to start on the road with a fumble on the opening kickoff, just not the precedent you obviously want to set.
Not at all, and now it's just words because they've talked about it all week. From the time they start game planning for this one, remember, going into hostile territory, we have to set the tone right in the beginning, and they do the exact opposite.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
2nd and 10.
He'll drop to throw.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Touchdown! A great play there. Touchdown number 22 on the season.
And the Ravens march right down the field in 3 plays to claim the early advantage.
Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. On 2nd down, here's Jackson. And that's incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Jackson. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. That's Deron Payne with a sack that time.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now.
And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. It's fielded at the 45. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down.
That's complete to DK Metcalf.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one goes for 24 yards.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal. Back to throw. This will be caught at about the 6. And in for the Ravens touchdown. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Ravens lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game.
Elliott good with a PAT, and it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
Now this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
They go play action now. Jackson, he's airing it out for Williams. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle.
Jamison Williams
with touchdown number 8 on the year.
And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over. This game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us.
And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we've wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now back to throw.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. The Ravens at 500 now, 4-4 on the year. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
You talk about this Seahawk defense.
They've been pretty good against the pass. Not amazing, but good. Number 13 in the league.
Yeah, this has been a good defense, but they're going to have to really prove it in this one because guess what? They're facing the number 1 passing offense in the NFL. It's definitely a prove-it day for them.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. With it is Brown. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. but it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
No, we changed it. Shut up!
A handoff as they run the counter play. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
And he coughed it up.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
This defense, Charles, very opportunistic here early. A 2nd fumble recovery in this first quarter of play.
Yeah, you mentioned the right word, opportunistic and aggressive, because once they got the first fumble recovery, they were eager to get a second one, and sometimes they just come in bunches. On the flip side, they've got to figure out how to hold the ball because the play calls seem to be okay. They're just not executing.
They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. So the completion good for just 3, and it'll be 2nd down.
You talk about this Seahawk defense.
They've been pretty good against the pass. Not amazing, but good. Number 13 in the league.
And it's really difficult to prepare for this team. This is the #1 overall passing team in the NFL, but it shouldn't be hard to get excited about playing against them. The ultimate test going against that unit.
And that's why you and I are excited to broadcast this game.
Yes, sir.
Here is 3rd and 5.
They'll look to throw here.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Ravens first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
They're going to look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
Another milestone falling on that last throw in what has been an MVP-type season so far, as he has now gone over 4,000 yards passing already on the year.
And it's been a whole lot of fun to watch as he's put together this type of a season. And to me, you have to figure, with so many games remaining, I think he'll breeze past 5,000 yards. Could he challenge the all-time record? Maybe even bump it up closer to 6,000 yards? I can't wait to watch. And the way he's playing, I wouldn't put it past him. Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field. And just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Let's go.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there.
His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
Elliott now to add the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
On second down, they'll run it here. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
A nice performance last week. Recognized as NFC Player of the Week after going over 100 yards rushing. I just love the vision. I love the wiggle he has. But I also love the power when he ends his runs.
That's what impressed me. Yes, there was some elusiveness last week. A couple times he just ran over guys. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack. On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt.
It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
They'll roll him. And Andrews lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Well, my friend, this has certainly been a comedy of errors here in the first quarter. Neither side able to really hang on to the ball.
Yeah, now I'm just curious to see which team can adjust, because both have made their mistakes, as you said.
Yeah, and whoever can do that can seize firm control of this game, something they haven't done with the ball so far.
And a big gain that time. He's out of bounds on what will be the final play of this first quarter.
A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Hey, report.
One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6.
13.
Now Jackson. And it'll be intercepted.
And the Ravens are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line.
Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That goes for a gain of 31. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Ravens have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. A big mistake last time they were on the field, tossing that interception inside the red zone and really taking away what had been a pretty successful drive up to that point.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any question about it. As they head out on the field for this drive, that whole offensive unit is just thinking redemption. You know, they moved it really well, didn't pay it off. This time, they want to make sure that ball ends up in the end zone, and they're the ones possessing it.
And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
Now Jackson going to shift him around.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. He'll buy some time right. And some room to work. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. Here's Jackson to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And now an audible here into something else.
Throwing is Jackson. He's got this one complete to Fountain. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 25-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake, here's Jackson rolling to his, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now it's Jackson. Flushed out right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19.
Facing this big first half deficit, they keep the field goal unit on the sideline. They're going for it.
To throw is Jackson. That is caught. Touchdown, Seahawks. From 19 yards away.
And the Seahawks' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that cuts the lead to 28-14.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Rolling to his left. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll drop to throw. And his throw here is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Here's 2nd and 10.
They'll set up to throw.
Catch is made by Metcalf.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Now wasted time going right back to DK Metcalf.
And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Okay, ready? 18 Cardinal. Go street.
They'll send a receiver in motion left.
Hey, check that. Hey, go switch.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And the Ravens will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And with a 3-score deficit staring him in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Now Jackson on first down. His throw incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. He usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Middle.
Now it's Jackson. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Brandon Smith with a nice rush to get him down.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Here now, a 3rd and 20.
He'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
The Ravens send their punter out now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Looking up into the roof, and he muffs it. It's loose.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
Football 101, you've got to let the guy catch the ball.
You have to know the ball is there. You have to know it's arrived. Otherwise, you're going to get flagged every time.
Now a handoff looking right. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And quickly, they get to the line. Play action. Now Jackson. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That one good for 26 and a first down. Jackson now. That's complete, right around the 8. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Here's Jackson. And it's caught. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
1st and goal, Seattle.
Now Lamar changing the look.
They'll try to run this one in. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Seahawks are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead will be cut down to 14.
Seahawks 21. Evan McPherson set to kick off.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone.
And he's going to be out of bounds here right at the 20-yard line.
Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now a handoff as they run left side. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
And force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27, no 1st down. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how...
And a fake here. Direct snap to the up man. And the gamble pays off. They get the 1st. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down.
And now they'll shift things around.
And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their 1st, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And it's 3rd and 4 now.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him.
This is 3rd and 4. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their 1st, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
This now a 3rd and 4.
They'll set up a throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Now that's absolutely frustrating for a defender. Had a chance to get him on the ground before he got to the sideline, but what great vision and understanding where he is on the field as he headed for the marker and picked up the first down.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Second and 9 now. Flush to his right. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 40. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 17-yard line. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Now a toss here, short side. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground.
And the Ravens are going to have a 1st and goal forthcoming as he takes this down to about the 5-yard line.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And a big loss here as he's taken down. A very costly sack there on 3rd and goal. Pushes him back big time. And now you'd figure the field goal team coming on 4th.
A 39-yard attempt.
The kick by Elliott is good.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. Jackson from the shotgun. That is caught by Fountain. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 22 yards there, a first down. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the fourth. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
This offense so far on third down, they're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now Jackson. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 35. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play. He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free. Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing.
Let's go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
If you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
Second and 9.
Smash, smash. Hey, we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. And they're going to speed things up here.
15-yard line. A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
Cup 19, Cup 19. Hey, smash. 79 Bronco.
They'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they're going to stop him short of the first down as he's tackled at about the 21.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And just shutting him off there. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now they'll pitch it out here. And he's got a 1st down there after a gain of about 12 as the clock will stop right now for the 2-minute warning. 42 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times. Right back to him on 1st down. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10.
Seahawks 28. Evan McPherson set to kick off.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
17-yard line.
Let's go now. Shot alert. Shot alert. Let's go.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here.
They'll run again.
And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Jackson.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
McPherson now for the extra point.
And the lead is down to a field goal now.
Makes the score Ravens 38, Seahawks 35.
So with under 30 seconds to play, this is the game right here.
Kickoff.
But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Well, taking that knee, maybe just a sigh of relief. They withstood a big fourth quarter comeback. Able to hold on, though.
Certainly looked like they had things going their way, didn't it? And in the fourth quarter, they had to just hold on. As you said, furious assault on them, but they were able to get it done, take a knee, and head to the locker room with a win.
So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say...